Meanwhile, put away your cameras or you might get arrested on the spot. That is the message some senior citizens claim they got outside Yellowstone National Park. Armed park rangers refusing to let anyone lay eyes on Old Faithful because of the government shutdown. Pat Valancourt is one of those tourists. She joins us from Massachusetts today. Pat, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, it sounds like you had a fun 9-day bus tour planned that included the highlight was Yellowstone. But as soon as you got there, government shutdown pretty much shut you down, didn't it?
That's correct.
Tell me about how you were treated by the National Park Service Rangers.
Well, we got in day one on Monday, and the shutdown had not occurred, but we were warned by the rangers and the staff at Old Faithful that, you know, it was coming. We got up Tuesday morning and said, well, we can tour. We're just going to drive around and take pictures, and we won't have the usual traffic jams.
Great.
We were out probably less than an hour and came across a beautiful herd of bison. We got out to take pictures, and no sooner did we get out of the bus than a ranger came along. And she asked everybody to cross the street and get back in the bus. And
When you
I had
heard
a
that, yeah, Pat, when you heard that, you must have thought, she's got to be kidding. I'm just taking a picture.
Well, that's what we all said. And we had Australians, Europeans, we had all come a long way. I had come from Boston. I had never seen a herd of bison. We couldn't believe it.
And then eventually you wound up going up toward Old Faithful. And whenever Old Faithful was about to blow, the park rangers came out to keep you from doing what?
That's correct. We had to go back to Old Faithful. We were told to get in the bus and get back. And sawhorses were put in front of Old Faithful. And 10 to 15 minutes prior to her eruption, you would see 4x4s and rangers coming to that area. And you could not go outside to take pictures of Old Faithful. And every ranger out there was armed at that time. From Tuesday on, any park ranger I saw was carrying a gun.
Did they overdo it? Because I know that one of the tour guides said that the park rangers were exhibiting what he referred to as Gestapo tactics.
Yeah, well, that was my guide tour, a lovely guide named Gordon, and he had been a tour guide for 10 years. He asked her, can't we just take pictures? We're not walking on trails, we're not doing anything. And the ranger's answer was, you are recreating. And he said, well, I just paid $300 to come through the gate. I guess that's a word, recreating, and he felt we weren't recreating.
Yeah.
He thought we were just observing. So she said, no, you get back in the bus, and literally the only way you could see Old Faithful was from the second floor porch. You had to do it from the inside of the inn.
It doesn't seem quite right, and I know that a number of the foreign tourists thought that they were under arrest. They didn't understand how friendly we are here in the United States.
No, they were very scared. There was an Asian group at evening, and there were rangers walking in the lobby armed in the evening, and a group went up to the desk and asked if they could go outside. Were they under arrest? And you can imagine, you're terrorized. You're in another country. You don't speak the language. It really was concerning. You could feel the element of fear.
Well, Pat, thank you very much for joining us today from Massachusetts, telling your story. By the way, folks, we did reach out to the National Park Service, and nobody could be reached for comment because, as you know, there's a government shutdown everywhere except Old Faithful.
Right. That's a block enjoyment.
Exactly. Maybe they were hashtag
what a story.
instead.